Yes, guys. So, making some attempts. So, what does it mean exactly the research speaks about? Yes, research is in purposeful and systematic things. So please try to be very specific over here. So research, what does it mean? The research is a purposeful systematic activity with a purpose, with having a certain objectives. So working for an objectives over here. So research is a purposeful and systematic activity. Yes, guys. Yes. Yeah. So Zinat, hello, hi. So try to do more things. A good research aims at. So what does it mean? A good research aims at what? Generally the research itself deals with, the research will always try to get an theories and principles working for development of various generalizations, assumptions, principles, theories. So what is the need of developing all these things? In order to develop the solutions for the various problems, generally the generalizations, theories and principles will be used to get the solutions. Yes, guys, I hope this is very clear. Yeah, so option B is the right answer. So option B is the right answer. Next, a grand theory, what does it mean? The grand theory speaks about what? Try to understand. A grand theory always speaks about if there is some kind of problem. So generally there is some kind of problem. So in order to explain the phenomenon, in order to explain the cause and effect of a certain issue or certain case. Yes, so a certain thing or certain case in a perfect, well structured manner is called as grand theory. So grand theory is a process of explaining a certain circumstance or certain causal relationship in a well defined manner. So that speaks about a phenomenon in a discipline. Yes, guys. So Jyoti, which you want me to repeat? Is there something about the grand theory? Yes. So the next one, the idea that knowledge comes from experience. Try to understand. The knowledge comes from experience is speaking here. So whatever the knowledge that comes from the experience, the knowledge which comes from experience will be useful in order to get solutions for minor issues or minor problems which are repetitive in nature. So whenever there are some problems or there are few problems which are coming in a continuous basis, so this will be dealt only in the empiricism. So empiricism is an ideology, so that clearly focuses on happenings already happened. It clearly focuses on the happenings which have already happened in the past. Means whatever the knowledge that we have gained, out of our experience is being focused from the principle of empiricism. Try to understand empiricism itself, and empiricism is an idea that the knowledge comes from the experience. Guys, kindly subscribe our channel. If you are watching our channel for the first time, do subscribe, like the video and share it to your friends. So we are going to deal all the MCQs of the UGC NET paper 1. So kindly subscribe the channel. Yes, we are here, the respondents. So Jyoti, Sabari Rana, Sheikh Zinat, Swapna, hello, hi. So try to understand over here. A theory is defined as what? A theory is defined as what? So try to understand, a theory is something, a kind of the statements or kind of the generalizations. So come again. What does it mean? Theory speaks about what? So theory is defined as a set of systematically related statements, law-like generalizations, both A and B, whatever it might be. So theory is defined as a set of statements that will help us to get the solutions using some kind of generalizations, using some kind of assumptions. So set of systematically related statements along with their law of generalizations will be spoken by the theory. So theory is both A and B, set of systematically related statements as well as law-like generalizations. Yes guys? Yeah, option C is the right answer. So both we have both option C. Yes guys? Yeah, Sabari Rama, very good, you are doing very well. I don't know what is the point making you to repeat BBCC. Yeah, what is this man, DD? So is your keyboard is working like that? Okay, cool. Chalo, coming back. Epistemology is what? What is that epistemology speaks about? Epistemology. So try to understand the points. Epistemology is some kind of assumption. Epistemology is some kind of a knowledge or some kind of assumption that we will be getting out of the discussion with an expert in a field of study. In whatever the field that we are studying, or we are making some kind of research items or whatever it might be, there must be a certain acceptable level of knowledge. The minimum level of knowledge that a person or an expert, the person so called as an expert, should possess. So that is called as epistemology. So epistemology always speaks about an acceptable level of the knowledge in the field of study. Yes guys? So option C. Option C is the right answer. Next. So which of the following is a function of theory? So try to understand what does it mean. What are the followings? Which of the following is a function of theory? So options. Try to understand what does that theory speaks about, or whatever the thing, for what purpose the theory deals with whatever the things, whatever it might be. Yeah, so theory itself and process of integrating, it is a process of integrating and summarizing the current knowledge, whatever the present knowledge that we do have. So kind of integrating and summarizing the current knowledge and making some kind of predictions. Yes, making some kind of estimations, analyzing. So analyzing and fixing, standardizing. So all these things comes under the predictions, and then explaining the phenomenon, and all the things, all are the functions of a theory. Yes guys? So we have integrating and summarizing. We know the predictions making and explaining the phenomena. So then after it's all. So all other functions of the theory. Yes, guys. Yes. So which of the following term explains the idea that knowledge comes from an experience? Again, I guess the question has been repeated. So try to understand. So which of the following term, he's speaking about the term, explains that idea that knowledge comes from experience. Knowledge comes from experience. Try to understand. So option A, rationalism, option B, empiricism, option C, logic, option D, none. So what does it mean? Which of the following term explains the idea that comes from an experience? Rationalism, empiricism, logic, deduction. Yes, guys. Try to understand the points. Already we have discussed in the earlier question that was an empiricism. Empiricism is a process of getting an idea. It is a getting of idea that the knowledge coming from the experience. Whatever the knowledge that we have incurred through our past experience, that will be dealt. So with the help of what is this called as empiricism. So empiricism is a term used whenever we earn the knowledge or whenever we gain the knowledge out of the experience. Yes, guys. So in every field, research pursuits promote systematic and gradual advancement of the knowledge, but discoveries are at the rate. So try to understand, guys. In every field, research. Yes. So try to understand the point over here. In every field, research pursuits promote systematic and gradual advancement of the knowledge. Yes, guys. Systematic and gradual advancement of knowledge, but discoveries are rare. Why discoveries are rare? Why the discoveries are rare? Yes. What making you? Since it is a continuous critical investigation, it is not common to be able to think beyond a group channel. Sustained experimental work needed for discovery is not easily forthcoming. Most people lack the depth of knowledge needed for it. So what is the point really required? Yes, guys. What is the point really required? Most people lack the depth of knowledge needed for it. So try to understand. Whenever the people don't have that knowledge, whenever the people don't have the knowledge which is really required in order to make some discoveries, then automatically the discovery rates will be coming down. Of course, they may really promote high systematic and gradual advancement, that's okay. But why the discoveries are rate? Only the purpose is they do not have they do not have a knowledge required for it, whatever the knowledge is required. So most people lack the depth of knowledge required to it. Whatever the knowledge that is really required in order to learn or in order to get some kind of new discoveries, that the researcher may be out of it. Yes, guys. Yes. Metaphysics means what? What does it mean? What does metaphysics? So metaphysics speaks about. Metaphysics always speaks about what is an estimation and what is the reality, what is the final reality, what is the final outcome. So what is an intention or what is a nature, right? Try to understand. So in order to
So in order to know what is a nature, or in order to know what is a process, or in order to know what is an intention of ultimate reality, generally metaphysics will be connected. Metaphysics is study of exploring. Exploring means digging, making to gather some kind of information. Yeah, exploring the nature of ultimate reality, whatever the reality it is. The purpose of the research is nothing but in order to get the intentions behind some happenings. Intentions behind the objectives. So metaphysics speaks about the exploring the nature of ultimate reality. Yes. So option B. Yeah. Which of the following is not correct? Which of the following is not correct? So which of the following is not really correct? Try to understand the points. Yes guys, so try to understand which of the following statements is not correct. He's speaking about the not. So option A, a researcher is expected to be a well-read person. So one research gives birth to another research. So all the researchers contribute to existing knowledge. Yes. So a good researcher is a nice person. So try to understand guys, he's speaking yes. So which of the following statements is not correct? Not correct means incorrect, which speaks about false statement. So we have 4 statements. We have to find which one is false, isn't it? Which one is false? Now try to understand guys. So researcher is expected to be a well-read person. Yes. So try to understand the basic assumption or the basic eligibility for the researcher is like he need to be a well-read person. He need to be having some kind of previous knowledge. Yes. Second statement is one research give birth to another research. Yes guys. One research give birth to another research. Try to understand one finding will also help us to give for future research. In the research generally we have objectives and research methodology automatically we will be getting some findings in the research. So one finding of one study will really help us to get new objectives or in order to study the new topic or new area in the existing study, whatever it might be. So one research will give birth to another research is the correct statement. And option C, we have all researchers contribute to the existing knowledge. Yes, obviously all researchers contribute to existing new knowledge to get new knowledge. In order to get the new knowledge, they have to contribute to the existing knowledge. Yes guys. So yes, option D. That's okay. Sapna Gari, you have deleted the comment. That's okay. But still, you try to understand the intentions. A good researcher is a nice person. Arey, wow. How can you consider a person as nice? It is a nice reason. It is an attribute. Again, you try to understand that good research is an other quality. So how can you decide who are the nice persons to the research oriented? So what is the eligibility or what is the criteria to be the nice person in the context of research? No, not really required. A nice person is not that person whose behavior is not inaccurate. Here, quality is not the matter here. The good researcher is a person who have expertization in their own study. So he may really work out with the previous review of literatures, whatever it might be. So good researcher is not to be the nice person. It is an inappropriate statement. The good researcher, the key, the nice person. The qualities or the eligibilities for to be the nice person may be different when compared to the good researcher. So option D, good researcher is a nice person, is a wrong statement. So it is an incorrect statement. So option D is the correct answer. In the question they are asking us incorrect statement. So option D is the incorrect statement. So option D is the correct answer. Guys, kindly subscribe to channel and tap on the bell icon for more updates. Subscribe kar lo. Yes. Which of the following is defined as a systematic method of evaluating statistical data based on the results of several independent studies of the same problem? Yes guys, independent studies. So guys, you try to understand. So there may be many problems in a particular there may be various studies that we use for the same problem. So generally we may try to understand guys. Yes guys. So try to understand there may be many studies, like for example correlation. So we have a regression. Yes, we have a p-test, we have a t-test, we have a z-test. So we may have ANOVA. So various studies have been conducted for a same problem. So all these things will be evaluated using factor analysis. So using factor analysis will be helpful. So factor analysis will be helpful for us in order to study in order to evaluate the database, statistical database, several independent studies. Try to understand guys, in order to evaluate our factor analysis will be helpful for us in order to evaluate the various several independent studies that we have conducted in order to get the solution for a similar problem or same problem. Factor analysis is nothing but accumulation of various studies and coming with a general understanding. So that is called as factor analysis. Yeah. The quality of the research study is mainly evaluated on the basis of what? Yes, very good. Try to understand, very important question. Very important question guys. Try to understand. The quality of research study is mainly evaluated on the basis of what? The place of publication, the manner in which the recommendations are implemented, the rigor with which it is conducted, or none of them. So what does it mean? Yes? Try to understand the quality of research study. Yes? Quality. On what basis the quality will be? On what basis the quality will be examined? So try to understand. It is not with the help of place of publication. So it's not about the So quality of the research studies. The quality of the research studies is mainly evaluated on the basis of what? The place of publication, the manner in which the recommendations are implemented, the rigor or in which it was careful. Try to understand what is the meaning of the rigor we are speaking about. The rigor speaks about it is a quality of study within pure carefulness and attentive. The study, quality of the study with a pure carefulness and attentiveness is called as a rigor. So try to understand, it is a quality actually. So yes guys, so it is a rigor in which it is conducted. The quality of the research study is mainly evaluated on the basis of which it has been conducted. Yes guys. So next question. So the quality of the research. So the quality of the research is judged by what? So option A, the relevance of the research. Option B, methodology adopted in conducting the research. So option C, depth of the research, and option D, experience of the research. So again we try to understand the quality of the research. The quality of the research is judged by what? Yeah. The quality of the research is judged by what? So it is purely on the methodology that we have adopted in conducting the research. The quality of the research is being judged by the methodology adopted in conducting the research. Whatever the methodology that we have adopted in conducting the research will determine the quality of the research. Yes guys? Yeah. So yes, Swapna ma'am, as per your request, yeah, sure. The quality of the research study is mainly evaluated on the basis of what? Try to understand the point here. So the quality of the research study is mainly evaluated on the basis of what? So option A, the place of publication. See, the place of publication may differ from case to case. It doesn't determine the quality of the research study. The manner in which the recommendations are implemented. See, implementation, again coming to the part, implementation is not the duty of a researcher, right? So we cannot assess and research work based on the manner in which the recommendations are implemented. Implementations is not the part here. Option C, the rigor in which it was been conducted. So try to understand what does it mean, the rigor. Rigor, it is nothing but it is an attribute actually. So it is an attribute, it is a quality of being it is a quality of being thorough and careful. They will be very attentive, right? It is a quality or to be more attentive and to be more careful in order to conduct the research work. So whenever a researcher is thoroughly careful and so being careful and thoroughly, so the researcher can go with a good work actually. So that is the point making me try to understand the quality of the research study is only the thing that will what is it called as the quality of the research work will be always depending on the level of seriously, the level of carefulness, the level of thoroughness that the researcher is possessing. So the rigor with which it was being conducted will be determining the quality of the research. So if the rigor is not really good, so automatically the research will be dealt as, or the research will be considered as a low level research. Whenever you find the rigor is okay, really good, they are too careful in the nature, then automatically the quality will be good. Yes. So try to understand. Next, we have a question. Next question. So one of the following is not a quality of the researcher. Try to understand. One of the following is not the quality of researcher. So what does it mean? Option A, unison with that of which is in research. He must be of an alert mind, keenness in inquiry, his assertions to outstrip the evidence. One of the following is not a quality of research. Yes? Guys, are you here? So one of the following is not the quality of the researcher. Try to understand the points here. So univision, it is nothing but it is a simultaneous performance. Simultaneous performance. Simultaneous performance with that of which he is in research. Option B, he must be of alert mind, keenness in inquiry. Option D is assertion to outstrip evidence. Try to understand, he should be in the alert mind. Yes, the researcher should be always in the research in the alert mind, and he need to be the keenness in inquiry. Yes, his assertion to be outstrip the his assertion to outstrip the evidence. See, without evidence, he cannot go forward with any kind of analysis. He need to be very much attentive with respect to the evidence is concerned. So, simultaneous performance is not really required for any kind of researcher. In order to run the research or whatever it might be, simultaneous things are not really required. Yes. Yeah. So, which of the following periodicals is specifically meant for publishing the research work? So, try to understand which of the following periodicals is specifically meant for publishing the research works. So, option A, magazine. Option B, monographs. Option C, journals. Option D, books. Try to understand. So which of the following periodicals is speaking about the periodicals which is specifically meant for publishing the research work, exclusively speaking about the research work publications. So which of the following periodicals speaks about the publishing the research works? So generally any kind of periodicals that deals with the publishing the research works are called as journals. Yes, guys. Which of the following options are the main tasks of research in the modern society? Which of the following options are the main tasks of the research in modern society? To keep pace with the advancement in the knowledge? Yes, of course. In the modern society, in order to survive or in order to compete with the competitors, you need to be more keen with. You need to be very keen with advancement in the knowledge. Whatever the knowledge that going to be happen, you need to be too advanced. You need to be updated. Yes, to discover the new things. Yes, of course. To write a critique on their earlier writings. So to systematically examine and critically analyze the investigations or sources with objectivity. So we try to understand. So he's asking us to find what are the main tasks of the researchers. So in order to keep the pace with the advancements, yes, to discover the new things, and to systematically examine and critically analyze. The investigations or sources within the objectivity. There must be a certain objectives in order to run the investigations or to systematically examine and critically analyze the investigations or sources with some kind of objectives. So all these things are the part of main task of the research in the modern society. Yes, guys. So option A, option 4, option 2 and option 1. So will be the part of main task of the modern societies. Yes, guys. Next, so which of the following description is true in context of defining theory? And organize the body of concepts and principles intended to explain a particular phenomenon. Option. So tentative explanations that new data either support or do not support. So aptitude drive the further research. Option D, none. Yes, guys. So as we already discussed in the earlier things, theory itself, it is an organized body of concepts and principles that intended to explain a particular phenomenon. In order to explain a particular phenomenon, generally a set of standardized body of concepts and principles intended or developed in order to explain a particular phenomenon is called as theory. Option A. Yes. So research can be conducted by a person has studied the research methodology, holds a post-graduation degree, possesses thinking and reasoning ability, is an hard worker. Guys, you just let me know. So this question they have asked in the December 2006 पेपर में पूछा गया ये क्वेश्चन. आप बोलिए कौन सा आंसर क्वेश्चन का रिलेवेंस है. So research can be conducted by a person who has studied the research methodology, holds a postgraduate degree, possesses thinking and reasoning ability, is a hard worker. So research can be conducted by any person who have an concern or who have certain thinking and reasoning ability. Research is something. Research is a task. Research is a skill. Research is an intention to get solutions for certain problems. So in order to get certain solutions for few problems, he need not to be very good with research methodology. He need not to be a postgraduate degree holder. Not really required to be a hard worker. Even a smart worker can work out, isn't it? So in order to get the solutions for a certain problems, he need to possess a thinking ability. He need to possess the thinking and reasoning ability. Yes. So option C is the right answer. The best quality of the researcher is what? So try to understand the best quality of the researcher. The best quality of the researcher is what? We are expecting answers from you, Swapna madam. Sabari, where are you? Where were you, Sabari? You are not even responding. Yeah, Priyanka ma'am, welcome. Welcome to our session. So you just look into it. The best quality of the researcher is what? So curiosity, active imagination, ability. Yes, all the above. The best quality of the researcher need to be very curious of happenings. He need to be under observation, or what are the things are getting changed, or whatever the things that we have to be updated or to be considered or not to be considered. He need to be active imagination. His imagination need to be too active. If he is not really active of imagination, some kind of outdated things will be in the implementation, so he may not be getting the solutions for a particular problem in the modern issues. So ability, yes, he need to be able to work out. He need to be very much able to get the data to be corrected. So the best quality of the researcher is he need to be curious, he need to build active imagination, or he need to be ability. So option D is all the above. Yeah, now this is a very important thing that you have to be very careful. So try to understand. So the result of building up the information from the pieces of information. So try to understand again, the result of building up of information from the pieces of information is called as what? An analysis, synthesis, a synopsis, and none of the above. The result of building up of informations from the pieces of information. So he is trying to understand. So there are many pieces. So getting an information from various pieces. So try to understand. So this is called as synthesis, and try to understand. So from a large body of study, making the large body of study into the various pieces is called as analysis. But whereas in the case of already available pieces, getting up of some information from already available pieces, so that things are called as synthesis. Synthesis is getting information from the small bodies, pieces, whereas analysis is getting the information from the large body, making the large body into the various small parts and getting some kind of information. Is it, guys? So option B is the correct answer. Synthesis is a process of getting an information from the various pieces of information in a research. Yeah. So the result of setting out a reasoned arguments in the step is called as in what? Try to understand. The result of setting out a reasoned argument in step is called as what? Yes. Try to understand the points. The result that of setting out of any arguments, reasoned arguments in the steps, generally try to understand how do we get the result. The process of getting a result from various arguments, so that is called as an evaluation. Yes, guys. Evaluation is very much, it is a process of getting the results out of setting out of various reasons or arguments or whatever it might be, various statements or arguments, out of those set of arguments or set of statements that we are getting in kind of results. This entire process is called as evaluation. Yes. See, after getting a kind of result, in order to determine whether it is effective or ineffective or appropriate or inappropriate, a process that will be carried is called as debate. Debate is post getting the result. After getting the result, the debate will happen wherever a set of group do not accept, and a set of group rejects. Then automatically kind of debate will be happen. But the process of getting the result is called as an evaluation. It is a process of evaluation. Yes, guys. So the researcher is generally expected to do what? Try to understand a few points. The researcher is generally expected to do what? So the researcher is generally expected to study the existing literature in a field, to generate the new principles and theories, to synthesize different ideas, and none the above. Yes? So first, in order to conduct the research, or in order to find the objectives, or in order to frame some assumptions or ideas or objectives, he need to be in a position to have some kind of basic information or basic knowledge. In order to carry the research in a particular area, the researcher, the person so called as a researcher, need to have a basic idea or a basic assumption on a particular study. So how come he will be having a particular minimum basic knowledge? Only through studying the existing literature in the field. Yes, in order to work out on the research, he need to study the existing literature in the field. Whatever the literature already existing in that field, he need to be studied. Yes, the researcher will be generally expected to do the study the existing literature in the field. Yes, guys. So what do you consider as a main aim of interdisciplinary researches? Try to understand. So try to understand. So what do you consider as a main aim of interdisciplinary research? What does it speaks about? Interdisciplinary research speaks about what? So to bring out the holistic approach to the research, to reduce the emphasis of single subject in the research domain, to oversimplify the problems of the research, to create a new trend in the research methodology. What does it mean? What does it speak about? Yes. So try to understand. Interdisciplinary research is nothing but the combination of set of subjects or set of ideas or set of areas to get solution for a particular problem. So in order to identify the solution for a particular problem, so generally we will be utilizing the various areas or various set of subjects. So that is called as an interdisciplinary research. So interdisciplinary research speaks about applications of various aptitudes. So applications of various areas in order to get the solution for a particular problem. So that is called as interdisciplinary research. So try to understand interdisciplinary research speaks about entire various applications being used in order to find the solution of single problem. That is holistic approach that we are speaking about. To bring out the holistic approach to the research is the main aim of interdisciplinary research. So option A is the correct answer. Yes, guys. So one of the essential characteristics of research. One of the essential characteristics of research is what? Replicability, generalizability, usability, and D, none of the above. So try to understand, we have three options here. Find out which one is an important characteristics of a research. The researcher should be always generalized. He should be in a position to generalize the circumstances or generalize the particular situations as far as the research is concerned. Yes, guys? Yes? So, generalizations. Next, the depth of any research can be judged by how? Title of the research, objectives of the research, total expenditure of the research, duration of the research. Try to understand again how, on what basis the depth of any research will be evaluated or judged. Try to understand what is the depth of any research. How can you judge? Yes, objectives of the research, Priyanka Nakha. Yes, madam, you are really right, absolutely right. So whenever we see the objectives of the research, automatically we can estimate to what extent the research study is going to be the deeper, or to what extent it is really the to what extent the research study is going to be happening. So whenever we see at the objectives, or whenever we frame the objectives, automatically one can easily identify what is the depth of any research. Yes. So on the basis of objectives of the research, so generally the depth of the research can be judged. Which of the following statements is true about the theory? Yes. Which of the following statements is true about the theory? Which of the following statements theory speaks about? Theory always speaks about a phenomenon. Yes, it explains the phenomenon. It explains the phenomenon in simple manner. It explains the how and why the questions. Always try to understand. The theory explains about how and why. Yes, it can be a well developed explanatory system. So try to understand theory itself and normative. So as you guys are already aware about the normative and economics perspective, we have a positive economics and normative economics. Positive speaks about what is the thing gonna happen, but normative speaks about how, when, why, what does it mean. So all the kind of questions generally will be covered in the normative science or normative economics perspective. In the research event, the theory itself and normative, it is not a positive. So theory always speaks about the cause and effect, how and why effects, isn't it? So it is a phenomena and it deals with the how and why. It can be helped, it can be getting, it can be a well developed explanatory system. Yes, all the above. Yes, option D. Yes. The research is always what? Research is always what? verifying the old knowledge, exploring the new knowledge, filling the gaps between the knowledge, all the above. So he's speaking about the verifying the old knowledge, exploring the new knowledge, so filling the gaps between the knowledge and all the above. So what does it mean? Researcher is always what? Yes. So do you think so already research is only the filling the gaps between the knowledge? So not really required. Whatever the information or whatever the knowledge that we do possess, no, we need to be verified. So in order to dig, in order to get some kind of new knowledge, and in order to fill the gap between the existing knowledge or fill the gap between already existing knowledge and the thing that we gonna to adopt for a new knowledge, in order to fill the gap, generally the research will be conducted. So all are the reasons for which the research will be conducted. So option A, B, C. So what does it mean? Option D is the correct answer. So all the above. Manish, welcome. Manish, welcome. So which of the following is a function of theory? Try to understand. Which of the following is in functions of theory? So theory itself, as already we have discussed, theory itself, it speaks about existing things, that is summarizing the current knowledge, so making some predictions, explaining the phenomena, right, so all these things, whatever it might be. So functions of theory, generally the theory's function is all about summarizing the current knowledge, making the predictions, explaining the phenomena, all the things. Yes guys. So option B. The feasibility of the research study generally depends upon what? The feasibility of a research study generally depends upon what? Cost factor, time required to conduct the research, skills set of the research, and all the above. Yes, of course, the cost factor will be determined the feasibility. So time required to conduct the research, yes of course. Skill set of research, all the above. Yes. So all are the factors which really determine the feasibility of research study. So option D. Option D. Empirist believes that empirist believes that what? Natural science methods should not be applied to social science research. Social science methods cannot be applied in natural sciences, not really required. So empirist always speaks about the knowledge transfer happens with perceptions or sensory perceptions or with the help of experiences. So the knowledge that is acquired through our sensory perceptions, so will be dealt by the empirist. Yes guys. Thereafter, experimental study is based on what? Experimental study depends on what? Experimental study always deals with a law of single variable, manipulation. Both are really required in order to run the experimental study. So both A and B. Both A and B. Yes, guys. So what is the position held by a positivist as far as acquiring knowledge is concerned? What is the position held by the positivist as far as acquiring knowledge is concerned? Yes. Try to be very clear. A general positive attitude towards the research. Scientific research should be based on value-free empirical observations. Exact knowledge can be acquired from the society. Option D. One of the above. The scientific research should be based on value-free and empirical observations. Value-free empirical observations. So that is as far as the positivist is concerned. Positivist as far acquiring knowledge is concerned. So scientific research should be conducted based on a value free. It should not be dependent. It should be independent. It should not be influenced. It should not be coerced. It should not be biased. Whatever it might be. So bias free. Scientific research should be based on the value free empirical observations. Yes. So the approach which is based on the assumption that social phenomena can be explained by observing cause and effect. So try to understand the approach which is based on the assumption that social phenomena can be explained by observing cause and effect is called as what? Positivism, interpretism, qualitative and none of the above. So try to understand positivism is an era or it is an approach or it is a technique that is used that is used in order to explain that observing the cause and effect. Observing the cause and effect will really help us to get an assumption, to get a social phenomena. Try to understand. So option A, positivism. Positivism is a situation, or positivism it is an approach or it is a technique where the cause and effect relationship will really help us to get some kind of social phenomena. Observing the cause and effect will really help us to get an idea on the social phenomena. So this statement, these kind of things will be dealt by the statement of positivism. So ontological question. So ontological question speaks about what? Yes, ontological question speaks about what? Ontological question speaks about what? Ontological questions already speaks about a reality of happenings. So the study of things outside of ourselves and external reality. It speaks about the external realities. Yes, guys. So study of the things outside ourselves and external reality is called as an ontological question. So ontological question, the answer for the ontological questions will really help us to get the information outside of ourselves and reality that is being happened. It is against our understanding or our own assumptions. Our assumptions will be failed in the case of ontological questions. Right? Try to understand. Yes, guys. So which of the following is not a characteristics, is not a characteristic? He's speaking about it is not a characteristic of an researcher. So which of the following is not a characteristics of researcher? Industrious and persistence, specialist rather than generalist, objective, okay, not versatile in his interest and even in his native abilities. Try to understand. He need to be versatile. We try to understand. He's speaking about the non-versatile. He should be versatile. He should be predictive. He should be passionate towards his interest and even in his native abilities, whatever it might be. So if he is not versatile, he is no more a future researcher. It is not a characteristic. If the characteristic of researcher is he need to be persistent, he must be an industrious, he need to be a specialist, he needs to be an objective guy, and he need to be versatile in his interests or in his native abilities. He is speaking about it is not. So option D is the right answer. So next, so the for the last question for the session, try to understand the last question for the session. So an important practical issue to consider while designing a research project. An important practical issue to consider while designing a research project is what? An interesting theoretical perspective, add to the knowledge of researcher only, availability of time and other sources, and none of the above. An important practical issue to consider while designing a research project is what? An interesting theoretical perspective, add to the knowledge of researcher only, availability of time and other resources. So D, none of the above. This is an important practical issue. So whenever we design a project or whenever we are going to design a new project, what will be the practical issue? So could you please explain this, Priyanka madam, Swapna madam, could you please respond to this question? Since Mahishivan. So could you please explain what will be the practical issue whenever we final or whenever we decide a particular project, research project, what will be the practical issue? Could you please explain me? Yes? I'm just waiting for your response, guys. So generally there will be always a restraint, always there will be a limitation factor. The time and other resources will be the limitation factors all the time, right? Isn't it? So the time and the other resources will be always a limiting factor or restriction factors, limitations. So limiting factors, the time and other resources while designing a research project. Yes guys. So try to understand. So the availability of time and other resources will be always a practical issue for designing a research project. It might be any kind of academic projects or non-academic projects, whatever it might be. Generally the time and other resources will be always a restrictive or limiting factors or practical issues that we face or students face or a guide face. So try to understand guys. So this is what it is for the day. So guys,